Hey everybody, Ron Smicker here. Thank you for all who took time to watch the promo video I put out. Thank you for the comments and words of encouragement. Just wanted to give you an update. I plan to drop the first episode on February the 2nd. I do plan to record the video on the 27th. I'm still looking for contributors for the first episode, and really the format I hope to take is 1 to 2 guests per episode. I'll probably record 1 episode a week to start. And really, the whole goal and the whole reason I'm doing this, guys, is just really to open up a space where we can really have safe and fun and challenging conversations about life, about how life goes to plan, about how life doesn't go to plan. And I called the podcast Refire again because in the restaurant business, if you made a mistake and you had to have something recooked because it sat on the window or on the line for way too long and it wasn't something you could serve to anybody, you called out to the chef, Refire. And for me, there's a lot of parallels in that to my life. And there's a whole big long journey that you take to come to the place in a restaurant where you got to ask the chef to refire something. And that's really what this podcast is about. So I just, again, want to thank everybody who watched the first promo video. I just want to encourage you, if you have a story or if you feel you can contribute to this podcast in some way, subscribe on YouTube to @Refire Podcast. Email me at refirepodcast@gmail.com. Leave a comment. The first episode I've decided to call In the Weeds. For those of you who have worked in the restaurant industry, leave a comment and explain to everybody what it means to be in the weeds. Maybe share an experience you had of when you got in the weeds. For me, in the weeds is another restaurant phrase that I can draw a lot of parallels to my life. To be in the weeds in a restaurant just means you're overwhelmed. You've got too many things to keep track of, and your brain just can't keep track of anymore. And oftentimes, when you're a part of a team and you're working with other servers, you find yourself standing in the middle of the dining room with your eyes glazed over, just saying to yourself, where am I? What am I doing? And how did I get here? And oftentimes, I've had friends kind of jolt me from the side or behind and say, Ron, what do you need? What's up, man? And, I think there were a lot of times I had friends in my life who did that. And a lot of times my life ended up where I found myself in a place saying, man, how did I get here? And so that's really just what I want to talk about, how we deal with that time and space as individuals. And everybody does it differently. And everybody brings different things. And that's something I loved about the restaurant industry. It was just a bunch of different people that came together and found themselves working somewhere, and a lot of times became a community and a tribe, and probably never would have hung out were it not for that one common space of work. And for me, there's a lot of communities I've had in my life, good and bad. And let's just talk about all of that. Thank you again for your support so far. Again, first episode, February 2nd. Recording first episode, January 27th. If you'd like to contribute, leave a comment, subscribe to @Refire Podcast. Also, feel free to email me, refirepodcast@gmail.com. Thanks, guys.